Getting another market voice, this time around from Ramesh Damani, to make a sense of the local and global risks for the Indian market. Here's an excerpt from his conversation exclusively with ET Now.
I think as a country like India, we need to grow on a sustained basis over 7.5%. I mean, it's a moral imperative, and we need to push so many people out of poverty into middle class. You cannot do that 4%, 5% growth. It's okay for an American economy to grow at even 3%, but an economy like ours that is just, getting its foot out of the door, we've got so many people wanting to get into the middle class, we have to grow at 7.5%, 8%. I hope Mr. Chidambaram, I think he understands the problem. I hope he has the political capital to fix this problem. I think clearly there's a man who understands it. It is him. Does he have the political capital to fix it, before an election year? I'm not sure. Time will tell. But he's done some things easier. He made ECB borrowings easier, so people don't have to pay those high interest rates anymore. He's looking at GAR again. He scrapped the old DTC, which was his baby, basically, and coming out of the new DTC. So, I'm hopeful. I mean, that's, You're
hopeful, but what's your base case scenario of what GDP can be for FY13?
I'm not an economist in terms I don't track the GDP number that closely, but, I'll take it that it'll be around 5.5%.
Okay, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. So, I'm not expecting
If we did below 5?
It would be bad news. It would be horrible news.
Do you think sub 6% is a given? From the market standpoint?
I think, yes. I think for this year, yeah, sub 6% is probably a given, yeah.
Your interest in Castrol, I mean, what's the kind of outlook you have for the company? From a market perspective, slightly illiquid, expensive stock, but, what's your opinion?
It's had a good run. It's had a good run. Yeah, it's along with the so-called FMC basket, it's had a good run. It's a very stable cash flow yield. The company pays out, I think, 80% of the profits in dividends every year. Okay, 80% of the profit. The return on capital is phenomenal. Okay, the book value is low because they pay out so much. If you look at book value to price, you'll say it's too expensive. But look at 85% payout of a stable, earnings cycle. And Castrol has big plans in India, so it looks, reasonably okay to me. But it's had a good run. I'm not saying that we bought it, a while back. So
okay,
it's making new highs, yeah.
All right. What about aviation? I mean, does the conviction still stay?
Aviation, we had one good round. We made a lot of decent returns. Jet went from 150 to 900. It's back to 350, 400. See, it puzzles me how FDI in aviation doesn't still come in India. I mean, it puzzles the hell out of me. But, there are powers greater than me that can't understand this. I'll just tell you one thing. The global industry is consolidating, all right? And in America, for example, we use that as a model. American airlines are making something like maybe $20 billion from excess fees that they tack on. You want to check in baggage, you pay a fee. You want a blanket, you pay a fee. You want a meal, you pay a fee. We've not gotten to the stage yet. We will get to it as the industry is consolidating. We'll get to that field. We're just not charging for baggage yet. All right, our rates are still lowest probably in the world for short-haul journeys out there. So it will represent a good opportunity sometime. But
But minus the FDI news?
Probably not, because they're very weakly capitalized, the balance sheet now. So they probably need capital, without which they'll have a trouble.
United Spirits, is that a high conviction idea?
It's an old favorite of mine. We made a lot of money in the group out there, and a lot of people have had other experiences with Malia, but I had a great experience. I mean, to give you an idea, in 2004 it was 200 crores market cap. These companies, they were so cheap. The Indian liquor market was $100 million. You could bought all the Indian liquor companies out there. So they had a great run after that. Having said that, Mr. Malia is in a corner. It is my belief that he's in a corner, that he will have to act in order to save himself and save his empire. The only reasonable proposition for him is to sell a stake in UB Beer, which is already 37.5% by Heineken, 37.5% me. So he sells that, makes 6,000-7,000 crores, or sells in United Spirits and in cashes of that. Market has it. Both sets of rumors are going around.
Yeah.
My sense is that United Spirits is a more logical candidate for him to sell, which means there will be value unlocking in United Spirits. I happen to own those stocks, so let me make I own both of them, so let me make disclosure. But if you are a betting person, I would suggest that there seems more traction in United Spirits.